the legal Fargo here. Today I'm going to be doing a review. I was actually planning to review the album in a bit of an upgrade. I was going to use this Big Daddy here, but I thought I'd save my talents elsewhere. Today I'm going to be reviewing the 18th album, counting the compilations like Mother Mania and stuff like that, Frank Zappa, and here we have Apostrophe. So then, let's get on with the review, get the notes up. Not very professional at all, but never mind. So, okay, so this was his most successful album actually, which actually reached the top 10 in the US. I think it's probably the charting single "Don't Eat the Yellow Snow," but even that only got to like the top 100, so I'm not too sure myself. But it's seen by many as the great starter kit for Zappa fans, or just any listener. It has great guitar solos, shows great musicianship with a classic Zappa lineup. It's got like George Duke on keyboards, the Underwood brothers on like percussion and saxophone, and the really great Sugarcane Harris on violin, who shines on many other albums, especially on the album Weasels With My Flesh. Yeah. So it does contain also classic Zappa loved songs, such as the Yellow Snow Suite, Cosmic Debris, and Stinkfoot. However, also has what might split up Zappa fans and listeners' humour. So there is, to me, different sort of humour that Zappa went through throughout his career. Number one, I'd say that was the college humour. So this was mostly in the Flo and Eddie era of like the live albums such as Live at Fillmore 71 and that one where they're on a burger or something like that. Some band in LA, I forgot its name, but never mind. There's Gross Out and Adult Humour, which is mainly done sort of in the late 70s, 80s releases, probably particularly in like Thingfish, The Man from Utopia, and Joe's Garage, however you say it. There's the political and satirical humour, which he'd done in like We're Only In It For The Money, Zoota Lures, and Broadway the Hard Way, mainly probably throughout the main decades, so the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And finally, we get the silly humour, which is in Uncle Meat, Live at New York, and this album. But I think this is where Apostrophe really shines, as it has a rather good mixture of humour as well as parts that's overshadowed by amazing choreography and things that like stuff like especially the Flo and Eddie era seems to suffer, pending too much on the humour. Of course, humour is already subjective, so it makes the album that is mostly played for comedy have a short-term appeal. But at least in Apostrophe, the humour, although silly, isn't really meant to make you really laugh. The lyricism of the likes of the full story of the Yellow Snow Suite, and other mentions such as poodle biting things, asking tentacles how its chin is, plankton playing the blues, and other audio nonsense like just basically pissing about with sound effects, which was mainly also done in the early 60s, especially with the trilogy that he made, Love Be Grave, You Only In It For The Money, and the posthumous album Civilization Phase 3. So basically, the humour, although will make you laugh less, can make you at least titter longer. So if we're getting the humour, we can move on to if the actual songs are good, and it mostly overall is brilliant. Zappa conducts his great band to such greatness to where, although it seems rather relaxed in time and mainly in the huge amount of instruments, sound effects and other sort of things like that, but also seems really well practiced. The sound effects and overall music is basically a rather delight to listen to. Stuff like the synthesizers, the glockenspiel, xylophone, sounds sort of like you're in Pee Wee's Playhouse or you're opening a great big music box. It's all really quirky and catchy. It's almost like everything is flying everywhere and is all really fun. I mostly take this out of St. Alfonso's Pancake Breakfast. I just like how the remixing is particularly done, and just how everything sort of flies at you. Like I say, really good. So what are my main picks in the album? Overall, I probably would have to go with the Yellow Snow Suite, which is the first 4 songs. I particularly like out of them for Father Oblivion. Just the huge amount of changes and the amount of stuff you can do in 2 minutes is amazing, and how it flows. A personal favourite of mine is like the Celeste vocals at the end. I love your white perfect boots. Just like that. Of course, Nonu rubs it, and Don't Eat the Yellow Snow. Those 2 songs are sort of like a nerdy song, really. I think of it like Monty Python and the Holy Grail. You get a load of people that can just quote it and have a great big sing along. The title track is a really great instrumental, just Zappa showing who's the man when it comes to guitar playing, and is one of the main choices for the more serious songs. Again, like I've said before, this album does have a good mixture of comedy as well as, a bit more serious than usual. Uncle Remus also feels a bit more serious in tone, at least, and does have a rather classic ring to it, especially in the main tune to it. The women vocals that accompany Zappa in it is also great as well. My least favourite, I suppose, is just parts here and there. The main thing I can summarise of a downfall in the album is that, like I say, the album is just like a colossal of noises. So you may end up going, I like that sound there. I didn't really like that sound there. So it's all going to be opinion on that. Especially pick up bits like Cosmic Debris. I didn't like that dodgy dude that goes, "But I have the crystal ball." It's supposed to be funny, but it's like it suddenly stops the song, and it's like, eh. And I suppose Apple probably wanted to do that because the whole song itself stops, but it's a bit awkward. I feel also a couple of times it happens in Stinkfoot. Some of the segments in that just isn't for me. And I guess, I don't know how you say this. How do you say it? Eccentrifugal fours. There's nothing really too special either. But overall, I agree with many saying it is probably the best place to start if you're just getting into Zappa. Forgetting its popularity, the mix of everything all together should give the listener what they like the most: humour, great guitar playing, and great musicianship and instrumentation, and should be a good guide or sort of path into the great big world of Zappa music. I would personally give this album Apostrophe an 8.5 out of 10. Thank you very much for watching it. Hope you have a really good day. Please comment, like, and subscribe all if you want to. And I'll see you later. Bye bye.